Riveting podcast. Today, we're diving into a topic that may initially seem dull, but trust me, it's absolutely essential in the construction world. Concrete testing. Specifically, we'll focus on the SLUMP test. Think of it as a workability check for fresh concrete. Why is this important? Well, concrete is the backbone of our structures. If it's too stiff or too runny, that's where the problems begin.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious, what's the SLUMP test really like? Is it just measuring how squishy the concrete is? Like a stress ball, maybe?
Haha, not quite. To do a proper SLUMP test, you need specific equipment. You'll have a SLUMP cone, which is a metal funnel shape that looks like an oversized party hat for concrete. The top is about 100 millimeters wide. It widens to 200 millimeters at the bottom and stands 300 millimeters tall. You'll also want a non-absorbent base plate, and think of that as your pizza stone for concrete. Plus, you need a tamping rod, measuring scale, and a trowel.
Oh wow, I didn't realize it was such a specific process. So how do you even begin with this test? Do you just throw concrete at it or something?
No. You've got to start a bit more refined. First, you moisten the cone and the base plate to prevent sticking. Think of it as prepping your cooking surface before baking a cake. After that, you place the cone upright. Secure it like you're setting up a fancy sandcastle mold. Only this mold is for concrete.
Interesting. So, what happens after you've got the cone set up? Like, concrete right away?
Yes, you fill the cone in 3 equal layers, about 100 millimeters each. You'll need to tamp each layer down 25 times. It's like layering a cake, but a rather tough cake. After that, you strike off the excess concrete with a trowel to make it smooth. Kind of like frosting the top of your cake, but with way more seriousness involved.
Oh wow, I can't believe there's so much detail. How does that really make a difference in the concrete's quality?
Great question. It all boils down to measuring something called SLUMP, which is the vertical difference between the height of the cone and how much the concrete settles when you lift that cone away. If it subsides uniformly, that's what we call a true SLUMP. It means your mix is cohesive and workable, perfect for building strong structures.
Okay, I like it. So if it's too watery, that's bad, right? Like, it sounds like there are different levels of slumps?
Exactly. If it collapses completely, that's a collapsed slump, indicating too much water or an overly workable mix. Think about trying to stack jelly on whipped cream. There's just no cohesion. Meanwhile, if it hardly moves at all, that's a zero slump, which means your mix is too stiff. You might need some admixtures to help it out.
Who knew concrete had so much personality? Can you give me some real-world examples of good versus bad slumps?
Absolutely. For a standard mix like M20 to M25, you'd want a slump range of about 75 to 100 millimeters. If you're dealing with hefty reinforced sections, like foundations for big machines, you're looking at M30 to M35, where slumps should be around 50 to 75 millimeters. Now for high-strength precast concrete, aim for a slump of just 25 to 50 millimeters.
Wow. I can just imagine a construction site where everyone is fussing about the slump like it's some kind of game. Are there any crazy stories about this?
Haha, yes. I once saw a crew on a large project skip the slump test and just pour away. They ended up with a complete collapse, a whole structure compromised because they overestimated their mix. The foreman had to explain to the crew why feeling it wasn't the best approach when it comes to concrete.
Yikes. That's wild. So, what's the main takeaway here? If I were to start testing concrete myself, what should I keep in mind?
Always test the slump before you even think about casting concrete cubes for strength testing. Cleanliness, uniform sampling, and keeping detailed records of your testing are vital. It's like the ending of a recipe. You need to know your ingredients before you start baking.
Totally makes sense. Now I feel like I could actually handle this concrete business and maybe impress people at parties with all this new knowledge. Laughs.
Exactly. And remember, it's not just about the test, it's about building things that last. So go out there and spread the word about slump testing.
Yeah, I will.